Oh, hello. So I'm back at it, working my way towards the end of the base Endwalker MSQ. How you doing today? Alright, so let's get going here. We're gonna talk to Alphino. He looks rather concerned about some stuff here. And if you recall, Thancred has gone missing. Alright, a strange new world. Try as he might, Alphino can find no sign of Thancred, and neither can the rest of us. We're fortunate this place can support life, albeit barely. I suspect, given the torpid, stale quality of the air. But never mind that. We must find Thancred. Let's begin our search from the prow of the ship. It seems as good a direction as any. Alright, Alphino, good idea. Alright, so try not to stray too far, lest we lose sight of one another, he says. Alright. Oh, hi there, Livingway. Livingway says, don't hesitate to make the most of the provisions node. There's no telling what you might run into out there, or if anything we have to offer might help, but I'd personally rather brave the unknown with a full pack than an empty one. Okay. Well, I think I'm set, thanks. Alright, let's head on over this way. See what we can find. Alright. Oh, I see a dragon. Frozen one. Stoned one. Okay, and there's one that is active. There's an active one too. Alright, we're gonna come around this way, so we don't tangle with that dragon. Alright, hey Alphino. What do you get to say, bud? Alphino says ruins. But of what, I wonder? Perhaps we can find something to help us understand the nature of this place. A relic? An inscription? Anything? Okay, yeah. Gather information. Okay. Well, I'll head over here. Looks a little melted there. What's Graham got to say to us? Look here, this part is relatively intact. The intricate design on the top suggests it's man-made, though its builders were surely not men as we conceive of them. Having said that, I swear I have seen this pattern before. Yeah, hey, you are a noisy bugger over there. Molten structure, alright. The metallic pillar has been partially melted, like something in the distant past. This danger does not appear to have been inflicted deliberately. Rather, it calls to mind the indiscriminate destruction often wrought in the heat of battle. Alright. Hey, you noisy dragons. You're very noisy. Stompy-footed. Alright. Ah, Stinian. Figures you'd find the high ground. I thought this hill might afford a better view of our surroundings. A poor decision in hindsight. Oh? I don't know, you can see quite a bit from up here. Ah, this area's gorgeous. Besides, the light from the ship, all is surrounded in darkness. If Thancred is here, I'd never know it. From what I can tell, we are near the edge of an island, if you can call it that, surrounded by floating debris. Alright. Hmm. Alright, let's see. Oh, we don't want to tangle with that. That is a hunt. Alright, let's see what Alphino has to say again. Alphino says, were you able to find anything? As I feared, and still no trace of Thrankard. Ulse says there's nothing but emptiness as far as the eye can see, which unfortunately isn't very far. Though I can't help but suspect that someone or something is here, Alice says. There are times that I sense it drawing close, and then a chill washes over me, leaving me exhausted. Leaving me with feelings of death and anguish. What am I going to say? I think I might see something over there. Or I felt it too when I was near that thing. Felt it too when I was near that. Elsie says, what are you talking about? There's nothing there. So they don't see something I'm seeing. Yushtela says, before we jump to any conclusions, perhaps we should search elsewhere. Alphino says, agreed. We found only more questions than we... Yeah, we found only more questions when we are in desperate need of answers. Estinian says, that's a fair stretch of terrain from the ship's port side we've yet to explore. Alphino says, let us try searching there then. It's all doomy and gloomy here. Estinian says, a word before we join the others? Alright, Estinian, where are you? Oh, we can't go that way. Yeah, we pet the stone dragon. No, we don't pet the not stone dragon. Alright, there's Estinian. Let's go talk to him. Alright, he says, you see them too, don't you? The dragons. Yes, I do. As I thought, their presence is tenuous at best, but there's no mistaking it. No doubt you bound with Midgard Sorma and mine with Nidhogg is what allows us to perceive them. Could these apparitions be related to the dragons that now live in Aetheris? Yes. Stinian says, better to leave such conjecture to the others. In any case, we must be careful. We may soon find dragons they can see as well. Death and anguish. What happened to them, I wonder? Alright, Where's LSA now? Okay, we gotta go this way. I want my bike back. There we go. Do, 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 do. Hey, there's an aetherite out here. Good stuff. You're gonna hold on a second there, LSA, before I come back to talk to you. I am attuning to that thing. Alright, let's run back over here. Alright, LSA, what do you got to say? You've got a cutscene for me, huh? Oh, look at them all. Okay, explain yourself, Creepy McCreeperson. Peculiar. Well then. Well then, well then. Alright, I'll take the gill. And level 90. Okay. I came prepared. And let's put on an outfit that's not this. Do I want to wear that? That's what I was wearing before. Oh. What do I want to wear? Kind of feeling this one right now. There we go. And update my portrait while I'm at it. There we go. Okay, all that business taken care of. So if I do get into a dungeon, I'll be ready for it. Alright, unburdened wings. Despite Medion's words, Urianger cannot accept his comrade is gone. Yeah, exactly. The soul without body, a form of being with which we are not wholly unfamiliar. Yeah, indeed, for we existed in a similar state when residing in the first. The circumstances are rather more dire than that, 'tis true, but I choose to believe he is not forever lost to us. Yeah. Regardless, in sacrifice, he hath afforded us a chance to prevail. Let us not squander it, and ascertain the nature of this realm, that we might confront and defeat Medion. Estinian, would you accompany me in speaking with these dragons? Mayhap they can enlighten us. I would ask the rest of you to survey the surrounds. If there is a path that may lead us to our quarry, we must find it. Alright. And Delphino says, very well. We can reconvene here when everyone has finished. Medion said these dragons are shadow and shade from a world whose denizens sought oblivion. As such, they're not like to be amenable to company, let alone conversation, so please be careful. Rian just says, let us split up and gather what knowledge we may. Alright. Gather more information. Gotcha. We'll run over here. Talk to this shiny white boy. Shiny white ghost dragon. Alright. A visitor, not of this star. Could thy slender hands bring plague to our world? Thy breath extinguish life's feeble flame? Oh, how we would adore thee, alas! With time our flesh shall wither, our souls fade, and so we wait for its inextinguishable march unto oblivion. Okay. If thou art not come to hasten our demise, I bid thee leave us. We crave not companionship, only silence. Well, you guys are just a bundle of joy. Let's go talk to another one. Horm Norsh. Alright. Beyond that dense veil, paradise lost, so glorious, so beautiful. We were a proud and noble race, strength embodied. We knew only love before they came. Metal monstrosities of black and silver, no bonds of blood did they share, nor conviction did they have to guide them. A crushing defeat. Never had we known such shame. Stilled now are the winds, though none can fill these wings. Though none can fill these wings burdened by ignominy. We fly no more, only sink into oblivion. Jeez. A bundle of joy. Here we go. Here's another one. Can we get right up there? Oh, there we go. We fisk. Alright. Thou wouldst bid me speak. Folly. I observe the lesson of stone. I shall not fly, nor speak, nor roar, only watch and wait an end. But one sight yet stirreth my blood, tempteth me to raise my voice in lamentation. Amnol, the cradle of unsung dragons. No words, no songs are possessed of the weight to describe such tragedy. Go, if that be thy will, I shall remain. Okay. Search for the source of the dragon's woes. Over that way. Gotcha. Alright, let's see if we can get wherever that is. Goodness, look at this. Off we go. No? And there must be something around. There it is. Oh. Oh dear. Estinian. Says, they led you here as well, did they? It was described to me as the source of their woes and proof of their end. I think I'm beginning to see why. It's a hatching ground, or was. I've seen similar on Atheris. Midgårdsorma's kind once lived and thrived in a place such as this. Vitra and his father were driven from their ancestral home by war and strife. This, then, is the fate of those who remained. Let's have a look around. Maybe these eggs have more to tell than of what happened here. Okay, shattered dragon egg. Inside the shattered egg, you find the remains of an unborn dragon. The body has already begun to decompose. Ooh, gelatinous half-dried membrane covering the corpse suggests it failed to emerge. Another one. Murky liquid pooled inside the eggshell and noxious. Indicates contamination. Alright. What's this one? Gingerly lifting a large egg from the mire, you peer inside and see a formless mass floating in a pool of fluid. Aww. Stomach turns as you return the egg to its resting place. Yeah, this is sad. Another egg. This egg appears to have been broken from the inside out. Perhaps the dragonette within succeeded in hatching. Estinian says, what's this? I thought all the eggs had been ruined. If the dragonette was indeed hatched, there is no sign of it here, or its sire for that matter. We should look for them. You start with the cliff tops and I'll search the plains. Okay. So there could be a baby one floating around here? Not there. And there's a big bat over there too with its tail flapping in the... I do not want to tangle with that thing either. No, 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 no. That's a hunt. And there's not enough people here for me to feel safe about that. I'll leave it alone. I'm sure there's a hunt train that'll come through here at some point. There we go. Bereaved dragon. Am I ready for this? Let's get my chocobo out. Alright. Malformed dragonette. Yep. Let's talk to this bereaved dragon. Oh, that's cute. He's got his wing over top of my chocobo. Thanks for hitting a like, and yeah, this place is depressing. Beautiful, but depressing. Alright, boisterous dragon, bereaved dragon, the boisterous howling has been quieted by thy hand, I presume. Here comes the Stinian. Everything alright? I thought I heard a dragon or something resembling one. Ah, I see what happened here. Was that your child? Brave Dragon says, perhaps. Some eggs within Null are indeed mine. If life within one did quicken the beast thou hast slain, may be of my blood. Yet I do not recognize it, twisted and malformed as it is. Not a dragon, in truth, but a reminder of our failure, a testament to our shame. Explain. The brave dragon says, they descended from the heavens, cold, heartless machines, and with them rode war and death. With fire and fury, rage and rancor, we gave answer. 'Twas a long and bloody battle, but only the beginning. Untold chaos and destruction swept over the star. In the end, the invaders were victorious. They raged against Machina. Yet, when they looked upon their prize, they deemed it unfit for requisition. We were abandoned to our ruin. The survivors sought to put away their shame, to rebuild, a futile effort. In purest soil, replete with aether, did we once cultivate our nesting grounds, but our lands were barren, and any egg nurtured in such desolation were fated to rot. What few survived to hatch emerge as abominations. We shall have no new progeny. Stinian says, but there are dragons among you capable of journeying to other stars. The brave dragon says that there are. Many would make the attempt, each bearing a clutch of eggs. The richest stars were home to the harshest rulers, and the arrival of dragons incited contests for supremacy. When the fires faded, the wars lost and won, they too were reduced to ash and waste. 'Tis the curse of those who seek life, to be drawn into conflict, to conquer or be conquered. A vicious cycle we now choose to break. We tire of conflict, of everything. We wait now in sweet, merciful silence, free from strife and suffering, still as stone. Stinian says, wait! You claim your kind is doomed, but there is another star. Brave dragon. All right. And let's go see what Estinian has to say. A test of will. The bereaved dragon has fallen silent, leaving Estinian to sigh with frustration. They want only to brood in silence, to be left alone with their grief until time itself comes to an end. the sole reward for senseless bloodshed. A pain I understand and wish that I did not. What fools we were. But now isn't the time for such thoughts. The others will want to hear what we've learned. Come. Alright, Estinian, let's go talk to the others. Zoom, 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 zoom. Back over this way. Which way are you going to point your nose at? There. We'll come over this way. And... keep on going. There's the aetherite. Alrighty, there we go. And... there's the whole gang. Looking a little pensive there. Alright, Alphino says, were you able to establish any meaningful contact with the dragons? Excuse me, where's my screen? There it is. I see, Alphino says. They wish to escape what they perceive to be a cycle of conflict. Thank you. As for our part, I believe we are more acutely aware of our confines than before. We started by traversing the perimeter of the island to see if there might be a path leading off of it. Sadly, there was nothing to be found. Justinian says there's no small amount of debris floating around. Could there be enough to serve as a bridge to lead us elsewhere? Alphino says, I considered that, and so I tried throwing a stone onto a potential platform to judge its integrity. But it never reached its mark. As it crossed the invisible threshold just beyond the boundaries of this island, it vanished, only to reappear above me and fall at my feet. I would not be too quick to presume that what we see outside the space is as it appears. Elsa says, which is why I returned to the Ragnarok and asked the Loporits to search for a potential path. However, the ship's instruments failed to provide conclusive data on the surrounding area. Until we know more, I think it too risky to attempt flying to another island. Graha says, what Median told us before, that emotions dictate reality here, might be the key. But I'm not entirely sure what emotion might manifest a bridge to lead us to safety. Justinian says, so, what you're saying is, we've no way forward. Estelle says, at present, aye. If it is indeed emotion that governs this island, perhaps it is not Median's, but the dragons that holds us here. They tire of conflict and have chosen a path of oblivion to escape it. Or rather, they have chosen no path at all, meaning there's no way for the dragons or anyone here on this island to advance. Graha says, a sound theory, disheartening though it may be. Alphino says, if that's the case, what recourse do we have? They are not like to be persuaded to help us. Their reasoning is built on a history of turmoil and strife. Without irrefutable proof, the future is not as bleak as they believe it to be. Gestalt says, mayhap persuasion is not the answer. Ishtal says, Medion meant to unmake us, then and there on the Ragnarok. And she would have succeeded if not for Thancred's determination. She conceded it was strong enough to overpower the despair that otherwise rules Ultima Thule, and reshape it to a degree. Perhaps it could be done again in like manner, by overpowering the prevailing emotions. 'Twas Ultima Thule's architect, Medion herself, against whom Thancred did pit himself in a clash of wills, Urianger says. Though I marked no leader among them, as such, I did chance to encounter a dragon possessed of despair far more potent than most. Potent enough, mayhap, to dictate the course for others, and thus their domain to follow. He spoke but few words, carefully chosen, their tone and timbre alone threatening to rend my heart in twain, challenging his desire to remain, may allow us to alter the island upon which we stand. Alas, I fear my vaunted rhetoric availed me not against his calcifying heart. But mayhap one of you will fare better? Then I shall guide thee. I'll end, they call him in the dragon tongue. Thou wilt find him nearby, eyes fixed upon the water. With a name like that? Anyways, LSA says, well, what have we to lose? Let's get going. Alright. Let's find the Dragon Spectre in question. Alright. Let's see. Orange mark is this way. Oh, we gotta go back that way. Oh, I do detest not being able to fly. All in due time. Here we go. Let's talk to this guy. Alright, to translate. Aye, our pride is crushed and our souls corrupted. The winds are stilled and the heavens offer no comfort. There's nothing left of our kind. Our long lives a curse that we await the end. Still, as stone we shall become. Our kin on another star. And yet upon thee do I smell the blood of my brethren. Were they drawn into discord and war on their new home? It mattereth not whither we fly. Ever will a sanguine ocean await us. Ever will retribution's wheel turn. And so, on the last of my pride as a dragon, I break free of this wheel. Oh, come on. I renounce conflict, exile myself from the other, never again to be touched by the flames of hatred. And I'm just sitting here shaking my head at this. We tire of war, we tire of turmoil. Dignity tarnished, crimson stained. Our misery, our shame, too much to bear. Release us from war, from life. Alphino sounded like he's just about ready to cry because he lost his big brother. Oh, there he goes. Alright, so Estinian's given us a win, but did it have to be a broke one? You know, there's that green tinge to the air already without the added benefit of beans. Anyway, okay, bad jokes aside. Let's head out again. And move towards that next way marker. Okie dokie. There's a whole fate going on over there. Oh, this one's pointing the way. Ooh. Up we go, up we go. Wind confluence, okay. I remember those from old Diadem. Alphino, what do you get to say for me, bud? Alphino says, look, there, the wind. This is Estinian's doing. I'm sure of it. We should ride this flow and see where it leads. Well, no time like the present. Come on, guys, let's go. Alright. Powerful gale has delivered you to another island. The other scions should arrive before long. We'll wait for them. Alphino says, he did it. He found a way forward for us. Alphino says the dragons remain trapped within a prison of their own making, lamenting the horrors of war. Yet Estinian knew them better than most. He was a man of honor and a dear friend, willing to fight to the very end for what he believed was right. Elsie says, and he's still fighting Alphino, just like Thancred. Elsie says their sacrifices are why we can survive here, why we can still have a chance to stop her. Even in spirit, they're unwilling to give in to despair, and we mustn't either. Alice say, Angie. Stoll says, Alice is right. We must press on, for their sake. Alright. Onward. Alphino says, roads paved by sacrifices this quest. Alright. Alphino has regained his composure and is ready to proceed. Oh, has he? Okay. Alphino says, as you're still in, Alice said we must continue. Notice a change in our surroundings. Perhaps this is a memory of an altogether different world. 'Twould be prudent to learn more of it then. Tread carefully, lest we lose our footing in this sand. Alright, let's get on my bike. Because why walk when you can ride? These guys. Oh, we're gonna go get. Whoa. Okay. I'll go around and get that ether current. And then we'll go back. Alright, Urianjay says, were it not for the violet crystal embedded in its surface, it would appear as an ordinary stone. A curious script hath been etched upon them. Alas, it's not a language with which I'm familiar. Y'shtola says, I cannot say I recognize it either. Graha says, nor I. The dragons, from what I recall, preserve their knowledge in song and eschew the written word entirely. So we may assume that this work is from another race, one we've yet to encounter. Urianjay says, Median claimed the dragon's world suffered a slow death seeking the release of oblivion. What life we find here, like as not, doth wend its way toward a similar end. Alright, LSA. You're gonna talk to me, not keep staring off into nothing. Alright, LSA says, what do you suppose that is over there? Alphino says, I'm not sure. It's hard to make out at this distance, but its surface seems to bear the same crystals as this monument. Elsa says, meaning there's a chance we may find whoever built them both. We should go and have a look. Come on. Alright. Well, let's head on over. The other one. No thanks. Pretty. Alright. Let's talk to this guy. These guys are so cute. Alright, Ghostly Figure says, Hail, travelers! This is a most unexpected occurrence. Elsa says, oh, hello there. Is this your home? The figure says, indeed, it is. Forgive me, I had forgotten. An exchange of introductions is expected when first meeting those with whom one is unacquainted. When the vibration of vocal folds was still required to convey our thoughts and intention, Ea, I believe, was a pronunciation used when referring to our people. Though it was not entirely applicable given our present state, you are welcome to use this appellation. As for nomenclature to address my individual person, I believe it would be pronounced Kopkog. Yes, Kopkog. let's go with Cuckoo. We'll go with Cuckoo of the Aya. Alright, we're gonna call him Coco. Ishtala says, we have encountered beings that communicate interminably through thought, but never one that is wholly without voice. Or intermittently. Yeah, Ishtala says, I presume we are having this conversation via the medium of aether, or dynamis, as this space is suffused with vast quantities of it. Fascinating in either case. Cuckoo says, I gather your response to my presence is positive, then? That as well, for there is something I wish to ask of you. Like yourselves, we Aya are aether-based life forms. Therefore, it may be surmised that your bodies are of comparable biological composition to those we once possessed. I have a number of queries regarding your subjective perceptions of the five senses: sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell. In total, I have prepared 198,712,180,827. Graha says, that's rather a lot, isn't it? Cuckoo says, my apologies. I have omitted a great many details necessary to understanding the nature of my request. Though we dispensed with our corporeal vessels long ago, we have rediscovered a need for the flesh, and have endeavored to recreate our worst forms. However, all pertinent records have been lost due to the passage of time. Take, for example, the nervous system. It was well within our power to recreate, but we have no frame of reference for sensations once experienced by our people, which may compromise our ability to interact with our physical environment. Graha says, and the reason you need to regain corporeal forms? Cuckoo says, why, to bring an end to our existence, of course. Cuckoo says, though need is perhaps too strong a word, it would be a simple matter to unmake ourselves through use of etheric exsanguinators. But such a death seems inadequate. The traditionalists among us believe proper death requires an inescapable sense of impermanence in one's final moments, an experience found only with bodies of flesh. Ishtala says, we should very much like to hear more of your plans. In exchange, we will answer any questions you have to the best of our ability. Hoho says, such an exchange of information would indeed prove useful. Very well. To ensure Ephesus, words, exchange, I hereby invite you to our home. Yes, the abode of the Aya, where we traditionalists prepare for our demise. I presume your consent to answer questions is indicative of a tacit approval of our plans, in which case your cooperation is greatly appreciated. I must caution you, however, to be mindful of the Aya wandering the desert. Their desires for bodies of flesh could be described as overzealous. Now, if you would follow me. I'll say, says, this is going rather smoothly. Not that I'm complaining, mind. Ishtal says, even so, we mustn't forget their aim is oblivion, much like the dragons. Stella says, though I fail to see why a civilization so seemingly advanced would choose to unmake all that they've created. At any rate, we will find no answers dallying here. Let us be on our way. Alright. Onward. So pretty. Well, that looks like an aetheryte too. We'll go over there soon enough. Let's talk to Coco here. Welcome to our abode. Most of our peers, you will find, remain idle in their domiciles, though your quizzical expressions indicate my phrasing is unclear. I speak, of course, of the violet crystalline constructs hanging from the stone structures there. Michelle says, you say they remain idle, but what of your work to regain corporeal bodies? An astute question, and understandable given your finite nature. We have no desire to pursue our research, for it is no longer necessary. If, in our idleness, we are struck by sudden inspiration, we rise to pursue said inspiration to its conclusion. That is why I was present for your arrival, and why I continue to engage with you still. But while the others are not currently in a motile state, rest assured they would not object were you to disturb their respite. You need only cast your thoughts towards one of their crystalline domiciles to communicate. Okay. I guess we'll start with this one over here. You cast your sword. Let's try that again. You cast your thoughts towards the crystalline domicile, but there is no response. Okay. I'll try this one then. Somebody's talking. You wish to speak. Very well, pray a moment, if you would. Okay. Actually, let's go grab that aetheryte. We're close enough. And we'll go over to this one. This shiny crystalline domicile. Why we seek our end, you ask? If you wish to know, I will tell you. Just a moment, I must remember. What form did I take when last I emerged? Alright, let's see here. Let's head over to this other one. That's a nasty looking glowy spider thingy over there. Alright, let's talk to this one. Crystal domicile. Urgh. The strange moaning comes again and goes, and then soon fades into silence. That one doesn't want to wake up too well. Alright, let's go find Coco again. There we go. Here's our buddy. Did your inquiries yield satisfactory responses? Seriously, I'm hearing these voiced by Shatner. I see. If they failed to answer, then it is likely because their minds have unraveled due to prolonged idleness. They are not but concentrated aether for now. Worry not, there are no others who would need of those lodgings, and they will not prove a hindrance to remain as they are. But more importantly, you said some few did answer your request for an audience, yes? I imagine they will be with us ere long. Okay. Flesh abandoned. Alright. Oko languidly waits his brethren's arrival. Or their brethren's arrival. Okay. I'll see. I had no luck, but everyone else fared well enough. Quite a few Aya have awakened. Coco says, there they are. May I introduce you to Lala, Doo-Doo, and Need. Alright. I'm also imagining Needs as something akin to Lala's in their original form. Lala, so it has been too long. Coco, I dare say, Sidafahor has since completed an orbit. Coco says, indeed. Until the travelers brought it to my attention, I hadn't noticed how unraveled some had become. Need, says travelers? Ah, of course. The ones who wish to know why we seek to regain corporeal form. Coco says, the truth of the matter is as plain to see as the neighboring systems. But my single account would fail to satisfy the requirement for scientific objectivity. Thus did I bid them awaken you. Raz says, am I the only one who struggles to tell who is speaking? Orianna says, nay, thou art not. The absence of corporeal forms and the divergence they afford may have such similarity in voices unavoidable. Doo-Doo says, by the way, Coco, have you already observed the requisite custom for the travelers? That which one is expected to do when receiving guests a matter of proper form? Ah, yes. So long has it been, it has completely escaped my mind, and still does. What was it again? I can't seem to remember. Doo-Doo says, neither do I. Pity. I was hoping you would. Nini says, perhaps we can search the archives for the answer. Coco says, come now, Nini. The archives have long been frozen, unless we subject ourselves to further dolor. Surely you recall that much. Lilot says, of course. Food. The custom is to serve food. Beings of flesh, such as they, must regularly replenish their aether. By contributing to their replenishment, we communicate our friendly intention. All of them say, that's right. Coco says, we duly invite you to join us in communal repast, after which we may engage in leisurely conversation. Alphina says, if we have the chance to or if we have a chance to learn something, then I see no reason to decline. Yeah. Oko says, excellent. If you care to follow, we shall feast you on the purest aether. Okay. Well, let's go talk to him again. He just ran off over there. Alright, Coco says, this facility is where we replenish our aether. There is no particular name for it, but we traditionalists sometimes use the word restaurant. Now then, if you would take your place with your comrades, the space will soon be awash with purest aether. Please absorb as much as you like. Okay. You brace yourself for a rush of sweet, sweet aether, but nothing seems to happen. Perhaps you need to wait a little longer. Alright. You brace yourself again, but again, nothing seems to happen. Ishtal says, just as I had suspected, as meticulously as one might recreate the A's home world. This is Ultima Thule. One cannot simply generate aether here. As recreations, our friends are oblivious to this fact, to the very truth of their existence, much like the phantoms of the recreated emerald. However appearances may seem, we must ever be mindful that it is the memories of the dead with whom we deal. Coco said, so, did you have your fill of aether? Ishtal says, alas, we couldn't absorb it. A deficiency in our forms, it would seem. Coco says, oh, how very unfortunate. May I ask how you normally replenish your aether? Dudu says, through your mouths, you say. How very primitive and quaint. Nini says, to think that their mouths serve not only to expel sound, but to draw in sustenance besides. Such life forms have long since vanished from our systems. Ryanja says, though we regrettably could not partake of your magnificent feast, rest assured we feel your welcome most keenly. In the course of acquainting ourselves with your sophisticated ways, however, we could not fail to but wonder, wherefore do you wish to obtain vessels of flesh and thence to vanish? Will you not favor us with an explanation? Coco says, you flesh and blood beings are always so hasty. It does have its charm, however. Very well, we shall indulge you. In the beginning, when the Ea yet possessed corporeal forms, our ancestors dedicated themselves to the pursuit of knowledge and technological advancement. By transcending all limitations, we believed we could eliminate sorrow and abide in true happiness. From the tangible, such as land, to the intangible, such as labor, there exist myriad hindrances to progress, but the most confining of all was the flesh itself. Our natural lifespans were distressingly middling. You see, too short to enjoy unhurried lives, yet too long to be considered disposable. Furthermore, to simply maintain the integrity of our bodies demanded considerable resources. Nini says, but we managed to solve this problem. After years, we discovered how to become non-corporeal entities with everlasting lives, untroubled by the failures of the flesh. Thus changed, Dudu says. Duty. Okay, duty. Yeah, these names. We had more time and freedom to continue our scientific pursuits. We went on to make even greater strides in our quest to transcend all limitations, until we finally decided to challenge the last of them all, the limit of knowledge. Coco says, that is to say, deciphering the laws of creation. We sought to discover how the universe came into being and explain all extant phenomena and thence predict the future. If we could but achieve this, we believed we would be free from uncertainty and anxiety. Ishtala says, and did you find the answers you sought? Coco says, yes, we did. Our efforts revealed to us a fundamental truth. Lolok says, knowledge of said truth is essential for the continuation of our conversation. If you would learn more, we will share it with you. Duty says, no, we mustn't. Primitive as they are, it would be unspeakably cruel to deprive them of their ignorance. Nini says, they are possessed of corporeal forms, their lives readily ended. As those who have gone before, is it not our duty to warn them? Ariadne said, well, what thinkest thou? Kafka says, we have deliberated and come to a consensus. If you are resolved to know it, we will disclose to you the truth we discovered, the truth of the universe. Seek us in the stone pillars just outside the bounds of the abode, a place called Elgaea. Alright. We'll head over there. As soon as we talk to Y'shtola. Y'shtola says a fundamental truth. We will hear it, of course. Let us learn what has led such an enlightened people to this indolent end. Alright. And Ariadne? Where knowledge leads. Something seems to be weighing on Ariadne's mind. Ere we join the Aya, there is one trifling matter I would fain investigate. You and Grahatia, might I trouble you for your assistance? Graha says, but of course. Ariadne says, my thanks. We shall head outside the abode, if you'll kindly follow me. Y'shtola says, I know not what mischief you're plotting, Ariadne, but I trust you have our best interests at heart. The rest of us shall go on ahead to Elagaea. Yeah, Elagaea. Lest you worry, we won't start without you. Alright. Let's go talk to... Careful of those and that thing. Woo! I wasn't expecting that. There we go. Let's talk to Urianger again. Urianger says, aye, this place will serve. Graz says, is that the spring that you wish to investigate? Urianger says, pray forgive me, my friends, but there is naught to investigate. 'Twas but a pretense to speak in private. Grass says, you have our undivided attention. Urianger says, as we have established here in Ultima Thule, those denizens of ruined stars are recreated in their twilight days. Yet one question doth arise in my mind. So faithfully formed are the simulacra, they believe themselves yet amongst the living. How dost thou suppose this is possible? What'll I say? Median has taken their hearts unto herself. Median made contact with them while they yet lived. I couldn't begin to guess. I think she made contact while they yet lived. Grass says, of course, she must have visited the stars of the dragons and the Aya before either race perished in their entirety. Thus could she make their emotions her own, and with them create more faithful simulacra than had she relied on any historical account. Oh, somebody's in the FC asking about invite for somebody else. Okay. I'll have to take care of that in a second. Urianger says, so too did I theorize, and upon the assumption, consider how those two races may have met their demise. According to thine own tale, Median perceiveth the emotions of those nearby as her own. A heightened sense of empathy intrinsic to her nature as an entelechy. In the course of her starfaring journey, if she encountered beings who strongly desired a cessation of their existence, she would be powerless before that desire. Urianger says, even as she possesses the power to grant it, the power of Dynamis. 'Tis my supposition that, overwhelmed by their longing for death, Median did unleash Dynamis and usher the dragons and the Aya unto their doom. Urianger says, of course, such was not always the outcome. Full many years did she find already, full many stars did she find already lost to ruin. In order to create a terminus, however, the fervent desire for the end is essential. Therefore, should you struggle to find the way forward, pray ask yourselves this. In the place where you stand, whose is the soul that yearneth most desperately for oblivion? Graha says, why do you tell us this now? Ariandre says, never again would I betray your trust. This pledge I did make to my comrades. In bringing thee into my confidence, I would remain true to my word. Oh dear. As for thee, let us consider it my fitting reward for the secrets I harbored for the Crystal Exarch. I once placed my faith in thy chosen path, walking at thy side, full knowing that we were bound for thy demise. I ask now that thou returnest the favor, and abide in faith as I fulfill mine own destiny. Raz says, if you say my debt has come due, how am I to refuse? Ariandre says, 'tis indelicate of me. I know full well, and I can but beg thy forgiveness. Yet even if I must needs go to lengths, I cannot well feign ignorance of the answer I found within. The answer to the question, in what moment might I stand strongest? Grahatia says, after all that we've been through, I will say only this. Do what you must. Do what you must and see your conviction through. I shall, my friend, I shall. Without further ado, then, let us go to join our comrades. And so we know that he plans to sacrifice himself. Alright, let me see if I can find this person that she said to invite. Alright, that's taken care of. And now I'll talk to Grahatia. Let us be off to Eligaya. Alright. Let's get back on the bike. Alright, woo! Alright, let's get on over here. Got a ways to go. Do-do-do-do-do. There we go. Here's Y'shtala. And there are the Space Lalas. Oh, sorry. That's all I can see them as. It's Space Lalas now. Alright, so Y'shtala says, it seems everyone is accounted for. Shall we then? She pissed at the suggestion. She exposed her plot armor. Grimy, grim, and yet so pretty. Alright, so that's the end of that quest. Alright, how far am I getting here? One, two, three, four, five. Got like 6 more quests. Alright, let's talk to Graha. Alright, Graha regards his comrades in solemn silence. Are you all ready to continue on? Then let us make for where the light shone. Ishtella and Urianger have opened the way for us. Alright. We'll head on over there. The tube. Looks so interesting, doesn't it? Alright. Our companions are dwindling here. Alright, Alphino, what do you get to say? Alphino says, yes, I can feel it. The ether emanating from the arcane pattern. This is a portal, and no mistake. Let us see where it leads. Portal of Wisdom. Alright. Travel through? Yes, let's go. Oh boy. Okay. Oddly reminiscent of, certain stuff. Let's get my chocobo back out. Wait for the others to get here. There they are. Alphino says, amazing. Yet another civilization. Elsie says, attacked as soon as you arrived. Not the most welcoming of places, is it? Graha says we must try to find denizens who are amiable to conversation. Alphino says we should also get the lay of the land, see how far we can go. Elsie says, I'll help Alphino with that. In the meantime, you and Graha can search for friendlier folk. Apart from being... Graha says, apart from hostile beings, take care of your footing. You mislike the look of this terrain. Elsie says, not knowing what the locals are like, you'd best take care of yourselves. We'll find you once we're finished exploring. Alright. Graha. It says, I expect the twins will seek the outermost bounds of the isle, so I proposed we search the center area. There are machines patrolling here and there. Sentinels, in all likelihood. Like those you encountered, they will most certainly attack any who venture too close. So let us avoid them and look for others that appear more approachable. Sound reasoning. Alright, let's look around. You see not but patrolling machines in the area. They do not seem inclined to nonviolent intercourse. Oops. Go around this. See an aether current over there. Under attack again. And onward we go. Hey. What a pain in the butt. Getting around all this stuff. I better get that aether current while I'm thinking about it. Yay, an aetherite. Let's attune to that. And go talk to Grahatia. Says, look, the machines here do not appear hostile. Let's see if we can communicate with them. Graha says, begging your pardon, but we are searching for denizens of the star. M032 says, unknown life forms detected, assigning generic label, interplanetary travelers. Greetings and welcome to the planet. Bleep bloop. The planet? What? Could you please repeat that? It appears your hearing organ is unable to process the name in our tongue. It may be translated into yours as Alphatron. Our people, meanwhile, are called the Omicrons, and you stand within one of our outposts. The Omicrons, you say? And what is it that you do here? We are preparing for war. As we presently do not have a designated target, you have nothing to fear. Should your star become designated, however, you will be taken into custody and/or terminated. Says, not a little frightening, these Omicrons. But at least they seem to be forthright. I'll see what else I can learn from this fellow. If you could try speaking with the others. Okay. M097. Greetings, traveler. When venturing outside the outpost, beware malfunctioning units. They do not heed Sir's commands and indiscriminately attack all non-Omicrons. For the avoidance of confusion, be advised that Sir is the alias of Stigma 1. Sir issues instructions to our forces as the foremost of the 6 strategic matrices that bear the designation stigma. N0253. Measuring combat capability. Result negligible. Subject falls outside targeting parameters. Greetings, traveler. We are the Omicrons, and our objective is self-enhancement. In order to achieve this, we venture forth in conquest to acquire combat data and resources. Most recently, we succeeded in subjugating the home world of the beings whose strength was said to be without parallel, the dragons. Yet though the endeavor yielded a wealth of combat data, the star was rendered barren and unable to yield resources. A subsequent costing determined that the losses incurred exceeded the gains. Yeah, you don't see. Alright, N0055. Bleep bloop. Autonomous weapon deployment complete. Vanguard armament upgrade complete. Munitions levels satisfactory. Combat readiness assessment nominal. Awaiting instructions from Sir. Maintaining state of combat readiness. Okay. Well, that was all informative, wasn't it? Alright, Graha, what do you get to say? You learned a few things, so did I. We share our findings, however, I believe it best to step outside the outpost. Come with me. Elsa says, there you are. Alphonse says, we finished surveying the area. This will come as no surprise, but there was no way forward. Elsa says there were portals like the ones we used to get here, but those that worked only sent us to isolated house. Then, as before, we must locate the embodiment of the emotion that bars the way. Elsa says, what of yourselves? Did you find anyone to speak with? Well, alright, Alpina says, so the Omicrons seek to advance themselves through conquest. Following their victory over the dragons, they stand ready for the next campaign, but their leader has yet to issue new commands, and so they wait. Raz says, in such a place, who could it be that fits Urianji's description? A soul whose yearning for oblivion surpasses all others. Elsie says, Urianji said that? Graha says, during our investigation, before we joined you in Elagay. Elsie says, so that's the way of it. Why couldn't he just say it to all of us? Alphanos says, given what we know of this place, it's certainly a curious state of affairs. While the dragons in the Aya longed for death, the Omicrons long for conflict. As much as that may lead to destruction, it must be considered a distinct desire. Graha says, in order to find the source of the dominant emotion, I believe we should seek out their leader, this Sir. According to M032, the first Omicron with whom we spoke, there is a console by which we might communicate with it. M032 also added that it would be a pointless exercise. But that in itself, I believe, is worth investigating. What do you say? Hmm. Alright. Well, that is definitely interesting. Hmm. Alright, Graha says... Well, he's ready to set forth. Alright, let's go. He says, so, the console we seek lies on the far side of this aisle. Given the nature of the ground, the route may not be entirely direct as it seems. Let us all watch our step as we make our way. Yeah, I could easily trip over lines in this place. Lots of stuff that's there for opening aether currents, but we're not going to worry about that right now. Well, I just made a friend, and there's an aether current. See if I can outrun this thing. There we go, it broke off. Okay. Get that aether current. There's another one over this way. Alright, I'll actually have to fight this thing. Get that aether current. And, well, we're here with Grahati again. Let's talk to this sir. Graha says, this appears to be the console, but it seems unresponsive. Would you care to take a look at it? Alright, let's deal with this. You try touching, smacking, and tuning with the console, but there's no response. Graha says, no luck, I see. But there must be a way to activate it. There must. Oh, what am I gonna say? Have at it. Or I'm not sure this is a good idea. Have at it. Okay, so surely there was some sort of glitch in this matrix. Well, Alphino says, let's focus our search on the outpost. Alice and I will try speaking with the Yamacrons this time in the hopes that we might learn something new. Meanwhile, perhaps you and Graha could observe them from a distance. These beings are systematic and routine by nature. If there are any that aren't, it shouldn't be too difficult to spot them. If there are no questions, then let us begin at once. Graha says, as we came this way, I believe I spied a promising vantage point. Follow me. Alright. Where's my bike? Get on my bike. Bicycle. Alright, we'll go back around this way. And of course I get aggro on something. Two somethings. Alright. Let's take it on. Ow. Not gonna get hit by that. Okay. One of them broke off. We'll play with the delta though. Hey. It came back. My chocobo brought it back. Okay. Alright. Well. Yes, they do. Alright. Let's see. Search for the Omicrons. Maybe blah 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 blah. Yada yada yada. Alright. Suspicious behaving Omicron, huh? There it is. Hey, 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 hey. Get back here. There we go. Okey-dokey then. Grass says an Omicron wandering aimlessly. Where? There it is. Grass says, aha, I see it. It's left the base. Let's follow it. Alright. Well. And there's another aether current. There's a Grahatia. Alright, Graha lad, what next? He says, it's not here, but it definitely came this way. It must have used the portal. Time to go through and see what we find. Okay. Let's go. Alright. Alright, now they're just copying me. M17. That thing is really cool looking. M017 says, "This is your quarry." Graha says, "Ah, you found it. What are you doing here?" "I am looking at the tree." Graha says, "Quite an unusual specimen. What is the device attached to it?" "The tree is a sample collected from another star. As it cannot survive in our environment, however, it requires life support. That is the function of the device." Graha said, "To go to such lengths to sustain it. Is there something special about this tree?" M017 says, "Being foreign matter, protocol requires that we study it. As this task has been completed, the specimen may be discarded. However, when I behold the tree, I am made to feel as though there is a problem. In order to become strong, we have continued to enhance ourselves, like we did countless others. We conquered the star whence this tree came. It is the last remnant of a dead world, and there is nothing towards which it may aspire. Yet it grows, extends branches, leaves sprout, produces seeds. Why does it seek to continue? Why is it made to behave in such a way, and to what end? I do not understand." Graha says, "I see. Out of curiosity, does this pertain to your duty?" "No, it does not. My apologies. I shall return to my designated post and assume a state of combat readiness." "You spoiled it, Graha." Alright, Graha says, "So, it was acting outside of orders." Perhaps it is simply malfunctioning. These are by no means uncommon. But it may also be a unit possessed of the ability to make decisions, one not unlike Sir. I believe this bears further investigation." "To endeavor to live even if we must depend on forces beyond our control." "Tell me, one day when this adventure becomes a part of your epic, do you think I will be mentioned in it?" "Of course you will, Graha. Your best catboy." What am I gonna say? Of course, why wouldn't you be? Maybe a footnote, or you're not here, so you can be in a story. Why wouldn't you be? Graha says, "You truly think so?" That would be Nay, I shouldn't say such things until the moment comes to pass. Never mind the embarrassment. Well, we'd best get back on with our task. Tracking down Sir and understanding the nature of the emotions which bars our way. Alright, Graha. Hello, world. Grahatia is ready to take the next step. We should return to the outpost for now. The others will wish to hear about the Omicron. Alright. I'll head back through that portal. Hmm. And get to where I can meet up with the others. And I'm actually going to come inside of the sanctuary area and wrap things up. So thanks for hanging out. I'm going to log off now and stream again real soon. Alright, so I'll see you for more 14 in not too long. Alright, bye for now.